So when I finally got my first break in television, I told you it took 500 rejections. What happened was, in Santa Barbara, my friend John Wellahan wanted a night off on the weekend, so he asked the news director if I could fill in. The news director was reluctant to let me fill in, but he persuaded him. John had ulterior motives because he wanted to get engaged to his very gorgeous girlfriend at the time, and he needed that night off. But the key thing is, I got to fill in. So when I got the call that I was going to get to fill in, it was going to be my first kind of break in television sports, not on the radio, but in television sports. I studied what was happening. It was Major League Baseball then, so I looked at the highlights. I had to cut the highlights myself. I put the scores together. I put what they call sound bites together of the athletes, and I went down to the studio in Santa Barbara, in the station where I worked, KUIT, and I sat on the set, and the guys were cheering me on. It was all men, the weather guy, the other news guy, the cameraman. There was glass, and there was a director behind that. They threw to me, and I could see them going like this. I was rolling along. I was talking about what was happening in Major League Baseball and what was coming up in the NFL. And all of a sudden, somebody hands a piece of paper to me underneath the desk. And it says, urgent, just in giant letters. So I start to read the story, and I say, oh, Darryl Strawberry has a serious injury. He has a slipped...
Yes.
Yeah, but I said something else. Just because I was nervous and I was reading it fast, and I didn't know that I had said that word, so I kept rolling on through my sportscast. But now suddenly I can see that the guys next to me, out of the corner of my eye, a little bit distracting, are laughing hysterically. And I have no idea what I had just said. And then I can see in front of me, there's two cameramen with these pictures. This was big cameras, and the cameras were pointed at me, and I knew I looked good that day because I wanted that tape, right? Because I wanted to get the job, so my hair was right, everything was right. I knew everything was rolling along, but now I'm having my head cut off because the cameraman's laughing so hard, the camera has cut, and I can see it on the monitor, he's cut my head off. I cannot send out a headless tape. What am I going to do? And the camera's bouncing and bouncing and bouncing, and oh, now I'm furious on top of it all. So I finish the sportscast, and they look at me and they say, do you know what you said? And I say, I have no idea what I said. And then they told me. Oh, and then I was just pure panic, because I thought, what can I do? At that time I was a brunette. Well, I could dye my hair blonde. Maybe people won't recognize me. I could be Candy. I don't have to be Kate. I can change my name, right? I can salvage my career some other way. But a lot of people called the newsroom and they said, oh, she's good. And they were saying, they were encouraging me, a lot of the men that saw the cast. So I filled in that weekend. I had the headless tape, but I got my chops up and it was good for me, and people saw me, so it helped me get a little bit of exposure. And the bonus part of that is the fact that nobody ever forgot me, and I got the highest ratings of the entire year for the station. So I got a bonus for saying the wrong word. That's my story. That's it.